Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to study the 13th chapter from Business Laws and Ethics, that is Business Ethics and Emotional Intelligence. So this is a very important chapter since the weightage contains 15%. So let's get started with the first subchapter, that is Ethics, Meaning, Importance and Nature. So let's see the introduction to business ethics. So business ethics is essential for all companies. It involves identifying and addressing ethical issues and responsibilities. So technology and globalization makes ethics even more critical today, and companies hire ethical employees to maintain high integrity and success. Now let's see the definition and importance of ethics. So ethics simply means moral principles which defines right and wrong conduct. So this is derived from Latin word ethos, which means character. So business ethics influence social values, behavior and decisions, and it upholds universal values like honesty, loyalty, fairness and respect. Now let's study the types of ethics, and there are three types: meta-ethics, normative ethics and applied ethics. Meta is all about the nature of moral judgment, that is, on what basis the judgment should be made. And normative ethics is what is wrong or right. And the third one, applied ethics, is all about controversial topics like war, animal rights, and capitalism. Now let's see the importance of ethics. It is essential for success in business and decision making. Ethical standards help achieve long term goals, and it guides the organization's conduct and stakeholder trust. Now let's see the nature and role of ethics in business. So this goes beyond financial statements, and the impact we can say is leadership behavior, employee motivation and public trust. And this is key for long-term business sustainability. Now let's study the second subchapter, that is the 7 principles of public life. So this was set out by Lord Nolan in the year 1995, and this was to guide those in public office. So this applies to anyone working as a public office holder, including elected and appointed officials at all levels. So now let's see the 7 principles. First one is selflessness. That means act solely in the public interest. We should not act for ourselves, we should act for the public. The second one is integrity. Do not place yourself under any obligation to others that might improperly influence your work. Avoid gaining financial or other material benefits. The third one is objectivity. That means you should make decisions impartially, fairly, and based on merit using the best available evidence. The fourth one is accountability. You should be accountable to the public for your decisions and actions. The fifth one is openness. Act and make decisions in an open and transparent manner. Information should not be withheld unless there are clear and lawful reasons to do so. And the sixth one is honesty. You should be truthful. And the seventh or the last principle is leadership. You should actively promote and robust support these principles in your own behavior and be willing to challenge poor behavior in others. Now let's see the relationship between ethics and law. So what is law? It is a set of codified rules enforced by the state, and it is an external obligation as well as a breach of law can lead to punishment. Now let's see what is ethics. So this is a set of norms that guide our internal compass and judgment, and this is not enforceable, and this varies from person to person. Here law does not change from person to person, it is a constant one, but ethics vary from person to person. Now let's see the connection. So law often reflects the ethics of a society at a given time, and laws can also shape ethical behavior, that is, countering regressive practices. And the two are not mutually exclusive, they go hand in hand. Now let's see the gap between ethics and law. So, laws are not always enough to ensure ethical behavior. They can't cover every possible scenario, and unethical practices can exist even where laws are in place. Now, let's go to the conclusion. Laws provide a baseline, but true ethical behavior comes from within. And both laws and ethics are equally important for a civilized society. Now let's move on to the fourth subchapter, that is business ethics and its relevance to business. So, a set of policies based on values and laws that a company expects its employees to follow. That is known as business ethics. Now let's see the relevance of business ethics. So, first one is promoting green business practices. That is, the business focuses on environmental responsibility, such as reducing paper consumption and carbon footprint. And the examples include recycling, waste disposal, and using sustainable products. The second relevance is obeying the law. A foundational part of a company's ethics is obeying the law. That means the employees should adhere to all laws even when no one is watching. So it doesn't matter whether anyone is watching or not, everyone should follow the laws and should ensure the company's reputation and brand are protected. The third relevant is caring and consideration policies. That means it moves beyond legal obligations to focus on customer and employee well-being and should promote treating customers with care and respect, and this build customer loyalty and trust. The next one is confidentiality and privacy. The client's information must be protected as well as the proprietary company data, and it outlines policies for handling personal and private information and helps prevent data from theft and misuse. The last relevance is professional appearance policies. That means a dress code must be set, or dress policy should be set for the employees, and this contributes to a professional company image and ensures employees are presentable, which can enhance client trust. Now let's go to the fifth subchapter, that is values and attitudes of professional accountants. First, let's see the role of professional accountants in business. So, they work across various sectors like public, private, not for profit, regulatory, and academia. And common skill set should be strong knowledge of accounting and financial reporting. And there should be defined quality of financial reports, and this contribute to societal stability through transparency and reliability. So now let's see the value to management. So the accountants act as an internal advisors with deep knowledge of financials and operations and asks critical questions and offer pragmatic solutions, and particularly vital in small or medium enterprises as the only qualified finance experts. So let's see the cost management overview. So the cost management involves planning and costs tied to materials, processes, and operations, and it supports managerial decisions via data from accounting system. And accounting systems are part of a broader cost management system. Now let's see cost management and cost reduction. So this focus on achieving profitability and not just cutting costs, and it may involve additional investments like research and development, advertisement, etc. to boost future profits as well as ensure that costs incurred align with profit expectations. Now let's see the core functions of management accounting. The three core functions are problem solving, scorekeeping, and attention directing. First one is problem solving. So this provides useful information to evaluate alternatives and support decision making. And scorekeeping, it records outcomes of managerial actions to assess whether expected results are achieved. And attention directing means
The key areas requiring managerial focus through comparative analysis, that is companies, departments, time periods, insights on deviations, that is from expected results, and opportunities for improvement. Now let's study what is value chain and professional ethics in management accounting. So value chain is simply a sequence of business activities that add value to the product or service. So management accountants provide decision support in each activity. Now let's see the key themes in management accounting. The first one is customer focus. Managers must allocate sufficient resources to improve customer satisfaction while ensuring profitability. The second one is key success factors, that is non financial but critical for success. Those areas are given more importance. The third one is cost, quality, time, and innovation. Management accounting systems track performance against these factors, thereby leading to success. The fourth theme is continuous improvement and also known as Kaizen, focusing on ongoing innovation and improvement. So, Kaizen costing refers to cost efficiency in this area. So, we learned a new term, that is Kaizen, and what is Kaizen costing.
Now let's see what are professional ethics and the key principles. So accountants face ethical dilemmas like other professionals, and the key principles are competence, confidentiality, integrity, and objectivity. Now let's study the ethical standards for cost accountants. First one is mission statement and guiding principle. So the mission is that ethically drive enterprises globally by creating value for stakeholders. And the methods are integrating strategy, management, and accounting competencies. The second point is professional conduct and action, that is, the must do's. And they should maintain all times independence of thought and action. The second one is objectivity and honesty, that is, they must express opinions on cost or financial reports without first assessing all facts, and should also ensure any opinion is considered independent, objective, and unbiased. The third subpoint is full disclosure, that is, they should disclose all material facts to the member's client or employer and should acquire sufficient information to warrant the expression of an opinion and should report all material misstatements or departures from generally accepted accounting principles. The third main point is business laws and ethics, the must not do's and key duties. So first let's see the confidentiality and improper use, that is the do nots. So they should do not disclose or use confidential information concerning the affairs of the employer or client. Do not act maliciously or in any way that adversely reflects on the public or professional reputation of another member or the institute, and do not attempt to gain an advantage by paying a commission for securing management accounting work. Second one is the duty to employer or client, that is the duties. So they should inform the employer or client of any business connections or interests that could affect their work, and they should act in the course of duties solely on behalf of the employer's or client's interests and not receive, bargain for, or acquire any fee or remuneration from others without client's consent, and should uphold all standards of competence expressed by the institute, and should only undertake work for which they are competent by virtue of training and experience. And the third one is engagement acceptance, that is, they should establish a clear understanding of the scope and objectives of the work and furnish a client with an estimate of cost, preferably before the engagement is commenced. Next, let's see the primary norms of business ethics. So here we are going to discuss certain principles, their definitions or actions, and their focus areas. So the first one is personal responsibility. That is, they should complete assigned tasks, fulfilling their duties, acknowledging faults, and fixing mistakes. And the focus area is individual employees. The second principle is corporate responsibility. So here, keeping contractual or moral obligation and promises to employees, clients, customers, and board directors are done. And the focus area is the business entity. The third principle is loyalty. That is, employees should speak positively about the company's co-workers and address issues privately. Business should keep commitments to maintain a good reputation, and the focus area is employees and company. The fourth principle is respect. Valuing how the business treats clients, employees, and how employees treat each other. That is, keeping promises and resolving issues quickly. And the focus area is internal and external relations. And the fifth principle is trustworthiness. That is, cultivating trust through honesty, transparency, and reliability, and protecting clients' money, data, and confidential information. And the focus area is credibility and reputation. The sixth principle is fairness, that is, applying the same standards for all employees, that is, regardless of risk or rank, and treating all customers equally. And the focus area is consistency and equity. And the last or the seventh principle is community and environment, that is, acting ethically toward the community and the environment, giving back, reducing waste, and promoting a safe and healthy environment. And the focus area is society and the planet. Next, let's study the seventh subchapter, that is internal code of ethics. So first of all, what is a code of ethics? So code of ethics is a set of guiding principles to ensure a business and its employees to act with honesty and integrity. So it governs day-to-day operations and requires acting in ways that benefits the society. So there are 5 typical focus areas, and they are integrity, objectivity, professional competence, confidentiality, and professional behavior. So many firms and organizations have adopted a code of ethics, and according to CFAI's website, their institute provides the code of ethics. So CFAs are chartered financial analysts. First one, members including candidates of the CFA institute must adhere to the following code of ethics. First one is primary duties and conduct. That is, they must act with integrity, competence, diligence, respect, and in an ethical manner with all parties. That is, it might be public, clients, employers, colleagues, etc. And place the integrity of the profession and the interest of clients above their personal interest. And the next one is professional judgment and care. That is, they should use care and exercise independent professional judgment when conducting investment analysis, and should make investment recommendations, take investment actions, and engage in other professional activities. The next one is market integrity and competence. That is, they should promote the integrity and viability of the global capital markets for the ultimate benefit of the society, and should maintain and improve professional competence and encourage the development of other professions, and should practice and encourage others to practice professionally and ethically. The 8th subchapter is ethics in business dealings. So here we are again referring to the term business ethics. So a system of moral principles and values applied to the business activities. So it is the art or science of maintaining a harmonious relationship with society and judging the right or wrong of business conduct. So now let's study the features of business ethics. So code of conduct, that is, provides a set of rules. Second one is basic framework. This offers guidelines for behavior. And the third one is protection, and this provides protection to various social groups. Fourth one is willing acceptance. That is, this requires voluntary adoption by the businesses. Next one is education, and this requires ongoing education and guidance. The last one is pro-profit. That is,
It is not against profit making, but rather dictates how profits should be made. The next one is principle of business ethics. So the first one is key operational principles, that is they should avoid exploitation of consumers, avoid unfair trade practices and ensure fair treatment to employees. The second type of principles is governing principles, that is core values and decisions. That must be truthful or be trustful, be keep an open mind and must meet obligations, should have clear documents and become community involved, maintain accounting control and be respectful. The next topic is business ethics and responsibility. So we have already seen what is business ethics. So those are principles and standards that determine acceptable content in business. So conduct is judged as right or wrong, ethical or unethical, legal or illegal. So acceptability is determined by competitors, customers, government, regulators, interest groups and the public. The social responsibility is a broader concept than ethics. So it refers to a business obligations to maximize its positive impact and minimize its negative impact on the society. So here ethics and social responsibility are often used interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. Then the next topic is key areas in business ethics. So the first one is corporate social responsibility, fiduciary responsibility to stakeholders and industry. Now let's see benefits of ethical behavior. So the customers attract customers to products, increasing sales and profits. Should benefit employees by making employees want to say, reducing labor turnover and increasing productivity. That means attract more talent, reducing recruitment costs, and employees are comfortable knowing they are not compromising their own morals. Investors should attract investors and keep the company's share price high, preventing takeover. And reputation and risk, like less likely to be fined or face poor behavior, that is breaking laws, and maintain a strong reputation which is difficult to rebuild once lost. Now let's see the consequences of unethical behavior. This damages the firm's reputation, leads to wider negative consequences like falling profits, and can negatively affect the natural world, that is waste disposal, and may cause a failure to take a long-term view of survival. Now let's see the emerging issues in business ethics. So businesses face dilemmas due to lack of proper directions. Issues like logic, reasons, fairness, justice and honesty pose complex dilemmas, and wrong decisions can negatively impact the company's goodwill and market position. So now let's see the general business ethics, that is the focus areas. So ethics of human resource management, ethics of sales and marketing, ethics of production, ethics of intellectual property, knowledge and skills. And the common unethical practices by executives are corruption, that it might be financial or non-financial, greed for profit or turnover, accommodating a group, that is vendors or customers, and lack of knowledge and lack of professionalism. Now let's see the importance of business ethics, that means the benefits. So the public expectation, they should meet public demands for high levels of ethical performance and social responsibility. And the second point is protection. They should protect the business from abuse by unethical employees or competitors, and should protect the individuals who work in the business and provides safety from legal perspectives. And the business success, this creates a good image of the business, builds goodwill, improves customer confidence and increases profitability, and thereby ensures survival in heated competition and encourages businesses to be conscious of their social responsibilities. And then the next topic is why business ethics are essentials or need for business ethics. So business ethics are mandatory for both the survival and long run success of a business. They are necessary to stop business malpractice, improve customers' confidence, safeguard consumers' rights, protect employees and shareholders, and develop good relations, that is with society, suppliers, etc., and ensure smooth functioning, achieve consumer satisfaction, and foster healthy competition. Now let's see the importance of business ethics and the key details and outcomes. So the first importance is stop malpractice. That means business ethics prevents unfair trade practices like black marketing, high pricing, cheating in weights, hoarding and false claims. The second one is improves confidence. Business ethics. In case of business ethics, customers have more trust when quality, quantity, and price are ethical. They will not buy deceitful businesses. The third one is survival of business. Unethical businesses have short term success but fail long run due to negative publicity and damage to image or goodwill. The fourth importance is safeguard customers or consumers' rights. That is, they must protect rights like safety, health, information choice, hearing, and redress from businesses that may regard them. And the next importance is protect stakeholders. That is, should protect the interest of employees, shareholders, competitors, and suppliers from exploitation. The next importance is develop good relations. That means results in regular supply of good quality goods at low prices to society, leading to economic growth. The next one is smooth functioning. That is happy employees, shareholders, consumers, and suppliers cooperate fully, allowing the business to grow and diversify quickly. The next one is consumer movement. Consumers are aware, organized, and vocal. Only honest and fair businesses survive as consumers boycott poor goods or practices. Next one is consumer satisfaction. Consumer is the king. Satisfaction is the main aim of the business and it is only achieved when ethics are followed. The next one is importance of labor. Business ethics ensures employees are given proper wages, better working conditions, and welfare facilities crucial for success. And the next one is healthy competition. Business ethics promotes efficiency and ethical dealing with competitors. Businesses must not engage in cutthroat competition or monopoly. Now let's see the advantages of business ethics. So, first one is goodwill. Firms' reputation and goodwill increase based on ethical responses to issues. The second one is productivity and improves through rigid firm and sincere workers and supply chain members. The third one is market share, that is increased morale and trust allow the businesses to increase the market share. And the fourth one is publicity. Gain positive publicity due to well and ethical performance. And next one is acceptance, that is ensure the company's products are accepted by the public. Next one is management and strategy. Should make change management easy and enables value integration with quality and strategy and overall growth contributes to overall growth of society. The next one is recognition of ethical issues in business. So, recognizing ethical issues is the most important step in understanding business ethics. So, an ethical issue is an identifiable problem, situation, or opportunity requiring a person to choose among actions that may be evaluated as right or wrong, ethical or unethical. So, the dilemma is the ethical choices often involve weighing monetary profit against what a person considered appropriate conduct. And the best judgment, that is, the best way to judge a decision, is to look at it from a customer's or competitor's viewpoint. And the complexity is many issues that seem simple are often complex in reality, and understanding what's ethical often requires several years of experience in the business. And the cultural link is that ethics are closely related to the culture in which a business operates. The ninth subchapter is case study on business ethics. So the case study is Wells Fargo sales scandal. And the background is the pressure for profit. So the company Wells Fargo is a well-known US bank with high returns and rising stock prices. And the goal was to increase revenue by cross-selling various products to existing customers. And the system was a compensation and bonus system heavily focused sales quotas. So the ethical failure, that is September 2016, the problems was the intense pressure from early tracking and supervisors forced employees to engage in the unethical sales behavior. And the result was over 5,300 employees were fired over several years for questionable sales practices, that is, creating fake accounts. And the leadership response was the former CEO, John Stumpfen, initially claimed the scandal was the result of a few bad employees and lack of incentive not to commit unethical behavior. And the deeper issue, further investigation revealed employees were under immense pressure and many had quit or been fired for reporting misconduct via the business hotline. Senior leadership was aware of aggressive sales practices since 2002. And the root causes of improper sales practices are an independent investigation identified that wayward sales culture and performance management system, decentralized corporate structure that gave too much autonomy to division labors, and unwillingness of leadership to evaluate the problematic sales model given in its long-term success. The 10th subchapter or the last subchapter is the emotional intelligence. So, EQ is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways. That is, relieve stress, communicate effectively, and empathize with others. That is, overcome challenges and diffuse conflicts. So, the benefits are this help build stronger relationships, succeed at work or school, and achieve career or personal goals. So, emotional intelligence is commonly defined by four attributes, and they are self management, self awareness, social awareness, and relationship management. The first one is self management. So, here one should control impulsive feelings or behaviors, manage emotions in healthy ways, take initiative, follow through on commitments, and adapt to change. Second one is self awareness. That means one should recognize your own emotions and their effect on thoughts, behavior, know your own strengths and weaknesses, and have self confidence. Third one is social awareness. They should have empathy, understand the emotions, needs, and concerns of others, pick up on emotional cues, and recognize power dynamics. And the last one is relationship management. That means one should develop and maintain good relationships, communicate clearly, inspire and influence others, work well in a team, and manage conflict. The next topic is how emotional intelligence, that is EQ, affects us. So, the first area is performance, that is school or work. So, high EQ helps navigate complexity, lead, motivate others, and excel in your career. Many companies now rate EQ as important as technical ability. Second area is physical health. Inability to manage emotions, stress raises blood pressure, suppresses the immune system, and increases heart attack risk, contributes to infertility, and speeds up the aging process. Third one is mental health. Uncontrolled emotions or stress make you vulnerable to anxiety and depression, and this lead to difficulty forming relationships and cause feelings of loneliness and isolation. Fourth one is relationships. Understanding or controlling emotions allows you to express how you feel and understand others. This improves communication and forges stronger relationships at work and personally. So let's conclude business ethics and moral management. So business ethics is a transition from an amoral to a moral management mode, impacting leadership, decisions, policies, and practices. And ethics standards requires ethical leadership that entails just not doing wrong but actively choosing right. And the moral management requirements are managers must search out vulnerable situations and be sensitive, requires careful and thoughtful reflection, and managers need to integrate ethical wisdom with their managerial wisdom and take steps to create and sustain an ethical climate in their organizations. So, here we conclude the 13th chapter. Up next, we'll be coming with another chapter. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you.